Well, what is happening, Marvel fans? Welcome back to the channel. I am D-WIZZLE. This is another edition of my podcast, and we're going back into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We have talked about pretty much everything in the MCU, most of all the shows, and most of the shows. I'm sorry, all the movies and most of the shows. If you guys haven't checked out our reviews for the previous films, I'll put a link in the description to a playlist below called MCU. You can check out all the reviews from all the Marvel stuff. But today, we are going to be talking about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I'm glad we're finally able to talk about this, man. I'm so excited to get into this. But I am not alone. Joining with me today, I have Evan.
Ready to get into the madness.
Sure are. And also we have Cree.
Hi. I'm the only one that actually knows what she's talking about, so.
Yeah, mostly.
I'm just teasing.
Don't discredit us.
I was forced to be here, basically.
I mean, we had to bring you back after, our first go around with Doctor
Yeah.
Strange. You know.
Oh, you like doing these. Don't play it up.
You do it. Yeah, that's what I thought. Nope, you got a smile on your face. Anyway, as always, spoilers. Spoiler warning. This movie has been out for a while. It just came on Disney Plus. If you guys haven't seen Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, where have you been? Are you living under a rock? Go watch it. Then come back and listen to this if you don't want anything spoiled. So you have been warned. Okay. Doctor Strange. Big fan of Doctor Strange. Really love him. He's one of the. Why am I not being able to get my words out? He's one of the few characters in the MCU that I'm really excited to see his movies. And I feel like he's slowly becoming a new staple of the MCU, at least in my opinion. I know everyone has their opinions of who is carry the MCU as far as the most important characters. I feel Doctor Strange is one of them. So when it came to the first Doctor Strange movie, I liked it. I enjoyed it. Thought it was a good time, but I felt like it didn't live up to the potential of a Doctor Strange movie. For me, I felt like it could have went more into the concepts and the world building and all the crazy magic stuff. I wanted a Doctor Strange movie to be crazy. I remember when the first movie came out, I was expecting this to be on the same level as the first Iron Man, because that's how important of a character Doctor Strange is. But it just felt like another installment in the MCU. So I was kind of let down by that. And if you guys remember our review for the first Doctor Strange, you guys know that Kree knows everything, pretty much everything about Doctor Strange. Everything.
I know everything about everything, so.
Well, yeah.
I'm kidding.
But she is a Doctor Strange super fan.
Mm-hmm.
More like a Doctor Strange junkie, but and Scarlet Witch too.
Scarlet Witch as well. Yeah.
So 2 of my favorite characters in the same movie.
Yes. I was hoping with the sequel, now that they got the origin stuff out of the way, that we can actually get into some really crazy and zany stuff in the sequel, like actually go full out with the magic and all the creatures and stuff like that. With the sequel, it went through a lot of production hell from what I've been hearing. So the director for the first movie, what's the director of the first? Scott Derrickson. He wanted to make the second movie more of a horror type of film, and I was actually really excited about that. I wanted the MCU to go in more of a darker direction, and I'm like, okay, let's see how this goes. But guess what happened? Creative differences. So Scott Derrickson left the project, and I was like, oh, okay, great. Marvel just likes to do this stuff, don't they? They have you thinking, oh, we're going to go in this different direction for Marvel, and they have a different concept for, a film, and then a couple months later you find out, oh, creative differences, can't do it. Same thing with Edgar Wright and
Ant-Man.
Yep, and Jon Favreau, and the list goes on and on. So I was kind of disappointed about that because I'm like, oh, are they going to pull back on the horror stuff? I'm like, we can't have another basic Doctor Strange movie, man.
I believe he still got an executive producer credit because he still had worked a certain amount on the film, but when he had left. But yeah, I think that's a problem with Disney. I think they need to trust their directors more because it always seems like they're trying to butt in and always clashing with the directors.
Yeah, got tired of it. However, a big surprise happened. So the director they got to replace Scott Derrickson, I didn't think this was ever going to happen. They got Sam Raimi to direct Doctor Strange 2. Oh my god, like, I don't think people, like, understood how crazy that is because, like, this is the first time Raimi has came back to a superhero project, let alone a Marvel project. The last superhero movie he's done was Spider-Man 3. And, you know, after his bad experience of creating that, we were thinking, oh, he's done with superhero films forever. You know, he's going to go off and do his own thing. And for them to get Sam Raimi, and he agreed to be in such a micromanaged universe like the MCU, I mean, they must have been, either he had like a really good pitch for the movie, or they were going to trust him to, you know, do whatever he wanted to do, or he was agreeing with whatever Marvel wanted him to do. So I'm like, I was fully in on this. However, still apprehensive because it's still Marvel, and you know they like to, you know, they don't want to give directors full creative control. Like, you'll feel their style here and there, but they're not going to let them do whatever they want. So we're probably going to get a very light, neutered Raimi in this, I guess. At least if he gives me his, like, vintage camera tricks and, like, some fun dialogue here and there, I guess I'll be fine with it.
Yeah, I think it seemed to me when I was researching this that, you know, because the director had stepped out in the middle of development, that, you know, they already had a story in place. They already knew where they wanted to go with it. They just brought in Sam Raimi so that he could add his distinct flavor to the movie.
Yeah. And since they got Sam Raimi, you know, we'll still probably get that horror aspect from it, you know?
Yeah.
Because that's the one thing I was worried about.
So
but
I
like,
guess he fit the bill for that.
Definitely fit the bill for that. And so, of course, the subtitle of this movie, Multiverse of Madness, and, you know, we're starting to get more into the multiversal stuff. And really excited about that. After Spider-Man No Way Home knocked it out of the park, I'm like, yes, let's go deeper into it. Let's go fully into that shit. And then on top of that, Scarlet Witch was also going to be in this movie, going to play an important role. And I was really excited about that. Even though we weren't the biggest fans of WandaVision, we were excited to see where she was going to go after this, because she fully became Scarlet Witch at the end of WandaVision. So, you know, interested to see them both work together. And then we were theorizing, is this where she's going to start to turn? You know, we're going to see some, like, you know, hints of her slowly turn to the dark side, maybe? I'm like, okay, let's see what happens. And then they introduced America Chavez in there as well. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. I don't know too much about America Chavez, but I was interested to see how she would play in as well. Saw all the trailers for this, and it looked awesome. Like, this was probably my most anticipated comic book movie other than Black Adam. I'm still really excited for Black Adam. But, like, the trailers looked awesome. Like, it looked like it was going to be a full-on Sam Raimi movie. Like, it looked zany, it looked crazy, it looked insane. This is what I wanted from a Doctor Strange film. I was so excited to see this. So yeah, we went and saw this opening weekend. And I loved it. I thought it was great. I had such a fun time watching this movie. Man, it was almost everything that I wanted from a Doctor Strange sequel. I wanted more zany, more insane stuff with the magic and the weird concepts and the creatures, and they gave it to me. I wanted more horror aspects from it, and it definitely felt like a horror movie in parts. It definitely had its horror influences. I was worried they were not going to let Sam Raimi, you know, go all in with his direction style. Oh no, this felt like a Sam Raimi movie, and I was so happy about that. This felt really unique to the, you know, the Marvel films we've been getting. Like, this felt like not the typical Marvel formula that we've been getting. Like I was surprised they were able to let him go as far as he did in this movie. Benedict Cumberbatch I thought was great as always. I can't see anyone else as Doctor Strange right now. He's just encapsulates the character. And then Scarlet Witch, man, the stuff that Scarlet Witch does in this movie, I was like, wow. We'll definitely get into it, but like, man, I was taken back by how awesome Scarlet Witch was in this movie. But yeah, this was such a fun time. I definitely enjoyed this more than the first Doctor Strange. This felt like more of the Doctor Strange that I wanted from the first movie. So yeah, I was very happy with it. Now, this also suffers from similar stuff, story-wise. That's messy. There's still some messy stuff with the script, and like No Way Home, I could pick this movie apart as well. But this is another movie where I'm like, yes, I know that there are issues with the story and the script. There's some inconsistencies, but I still enjoyed it nonetheless. I thought it was a really good time. But that's how I feel about it. Evan, what did you think about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness?
I'm on the same page with you. I love this movie. This movie was everything I had wanted it to be. I know we talked about in the original Doctor Strange review that we thought it was playing it too safe. It felt like they were just trying to put sorcery through the Marvel movie template and just go from there. It just felt very standard with some extra cool imagery in there. This movie definitely felt more zany. It had the horror aspect in there. It was like creepy and weird and awesome all at the same time. You know, you could definitely feel Sam Raimi's inspiration with that. I just wish they'd gone even further. They went further than they had before. I wanted them to go even more with it. But, I know at a certain point Disney wants to make money and they're looking to get, a large demographic out of this. And if they go too crazy, if they had gone crazier than they did, then they're going to start to get into that niche territory of having people be what's the word, like being
You're turned off.
Yeah, just being turned away from it, like it just not really hitting with everybody. And I feel like even the version we got probably did not appeal to everyone.
Oh, it definitely did.
But for me, they could have gone even more. I was digging it. They could have gone even further with it. But the movie we did get was still great.
Yeah, definitely. Like it's been getting it got a decent rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Like it's around the 70s, and like it made like over $900 million. It's close to $1 billion. So there are fans of this movie, but I hear there's a good portion of people that like didn't like it, and even some people that hated it. Because of like of how the choices made in this movie, which I get some of them, but it's like, as you said, like I was loving it, and I felt like they could have gone further as well. Like
divisive. Makes me love it more.
Exactly. But last but not least, Cree, I'm really interested to hear your opinion. I'm sure everyone else is interested to hear after your in-depth analysis of the first film.
Oh God, don't bring that up.
But that was one of the best reviews on the channel.
No.
It seriously was. But please tell us, what did you think about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness?
Dear God, we finally got a good Doctor Strange movie.
Yay!
Yay! Mazel tov. Anyway, I don't agree with Evan that I think they went far enough with this one. I think they did go far enough. The only thing I would have liked was maybe like a little montage in the beginning of like Scarlet Witch, like becoming Scarlet Witch, like using the Darkhold, learning from it, stuff like that, because it felt like a light switch. Yeah. It felt like we went from WandaVision, where she loves her husband and wants to be a mother and blah blah blah, and then she's just some crazy bitch that wants to steal this other woman's kids.
And wants to murder America Chavez to steal her power.
Yeah, I feel like we needed just like 5 minutes, literally 5 minutes, to see her using the Darkhold and like for the Darkhold to take over Wanda, because that's what it does. It possesses you. Mm-hmm. The Darkhold from my understanding, is kind of like a parasite, where it needs to feed off of the energy of its user to continue, if that makes sense. I did not care for America Chavez.
Well, actually, I understand.
I'm sorry.
No,
I just didn't.
understand.
I feel like, I mean, yeah, she was important. She was important, but I felt like they gave her stupid dialogue. They didn't give her enough to do. How about that?
No.
We didn't get enough of her.
She felt like a plot device.
Right. And I also wanted 5 minutes more backstory of, like, where America comes from. Mm-hmm. She obviously was old enough to know the name of her planet or whatever. Why didn't we hear about it?
Yeah.
You know, like, she just said, oh, from where I'm from. Okay, where are you from? Like,
yeah.
Where are you from? Just tell people. Mm-hmm. I feel like a lot of people that had a problem with this movie are just casuals. Like, if you're a casual Marvel fan, go pick up a damn comic book. Come on now. Do some research. Don't ruin things for the rest of us just because you have no idea what you're watching. You know, don't give this movie, don't give, like, any superhero movie bad reviews because you have no idea what you're looking at. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
don't like it. I don't like it. I know you think that the casuals are important because, you know, there's not enough of us hardcore fans to make money at the box office.
That's exactly why they do it.
I understand that, but at the same time, they could take a little bit of time, if they actually cared, they could take a little bit of time to research the movie beforehand, because the main problem that people had with this movie was, oh, Scarlet Witch is a bad guy now. Bitch, she's been a bad guy this whole time. Her specialty is chaos magic. It's literally been rotting her from the inside this whole time. Come on now. Look her up on Google. That's what Evan does all the time. Evan's never picked up a comic book in his life. He looks everything up on Google. It's that easy.
Really?
I have such a problem with people like that. I'm not going to call out people, but there were people... I'm not going to call you guys out if you're listening to this, but there are people in my family who said that they don't like this movie because it doesn't feel like Marvel. Bitch, this is Marvel. You just don't know it because the movies are so goofy. Yeah. They are. Marvel is all about humor, and I've hated that for the longest time.
Yeah.
Because there is some really dark shit in Marvel, just like DC.
Yeah.
Really dark shit. Like, people, I don't like Dark Phoenix. I'm just bringing up Dark Phoenix. And I know that's not Marvel, but it's a superhero movie.
Yeah.
People don't like Dark Phoenix because they think it's too dark. They think it's too... I mean, it's literally fucking called Dark Phoenix.
What did you expect?
But, yeah. But they think that it's too dark and gritty or whatever.
That's definitely not the issue of that movie.
That's not the issue. But if you knew anything about the X-Men, you would know that they are dark and gritty and messed up.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to refrain from swearing.
Oh, thank you.
I swore a lot in the Doctor Strange video, the first one. I'm trying to restrain myself this time. Okay. I am really pissed off at these casuals. Like...
Yeah, it's irritating.
It is very irritating. Scarlet Witch is literally one of my favorite Marvel characters of all time. Nobody knows anything about her, and when she showed up in Winter Soldier, near, you know, at the end, right?
Yeah, the end credit scene.
Yeah. When she showed up in the end credit scene, I was like, oh my freaking God, is that Scarlet Witch?
Yeah.
And it was.
It was.
And they made her a good guy for a long time, but you can tell that she's had an issue with doing the right thing because her magic it's chaos magic. It literally prevents her from being a good guy. So just get over it. Just get over it.
Just get over it.
After that, just get over it. And then Doctor Strange, Benedict Cumberbatch is just amazing. He is Doctor Strange. If they ever recast him for whatever reason, They won't, but if they ever did, I would never see another Marvel movie again, and I'm not kidding.
Well, you know that he's going to get old at some point,
So don't do anything else with Doctor Strange after he gets too old to play the role.
We live in this mindset now, but then when they recast him and they do a really good job, we're like, okay, fine, that's all right. If we could have 6 different Batman and 3 different Spider-Man, and 5 different Superman.
But we shouldn't, is the problem.
But what do you mean? That means the stories won't be able to continue if we just stick with those actors.
Well, think about what you just said. Batman. We've literally gotten the same story 6 times.
I'm Batmaned out, you guys.
Yeah, I'm so done with Batman.
I am sick of Batman.
Superman. Same story.
Yeah, I'm sick of
Same.
that. I'm Superman.
Spider-Man. We got a different story with Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Which is refreshing, and that's why I think he's one of my favorite I think he is my favorite Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. But with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, I was like, we're really going to do this again?
Yeah.
Like, really?
Yeah. I feel like it hasn't gotten to that point where it's like, it's too much like Batman and Spider-Man, but it's like, I think it's perfectly fine if it's like once or twice,
My biggest problem with DC and Marvel is that they focus on the same characters over and over and over and over until you literally want to suffocate yourself with a popcorn bucket in the theater.
Yeah. Definitely. They don't want to, they're just starting to take risks with new characters in DC.
The villains, too. I'm so done with Joker. I don't want to see another Joker ever again.
Yep.
I'm so glad they did Harley Quinn, but then they messed her up. They sexualized her. And that's not Harley Quinn.
No.
It isn't. And then with Superman, Lex Luthor, tired of it.
Yep.
Tired of it.
Yep. We
Green
still haven't
Goblin.
gotten Brainiac? Like, what's wrong with y'all?
Where is Brainiac? Anyway.
Doctor Strange.
Yeah. We rambled, but
Yeah.
whatever. I was trying to prove a point. I forgot what that point was because I'm pregnant and that my brain doesn't work, so. But anyway, yeah, this movie was great. Watching it again, though, with Evan, I'm a little bored.
What?
I'm a little bored. I'm not going to lie. I'm, like, not as pumped about it as I was when I watched it the first 2 times. I don't know why that is. I think I'm just tired of Marvel, honestly. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think I'm just tired of Marvel. I'm tired of Marvel. This movie did it a lot, where they would have like a serious or like a badass scene, and then they would do something funny and stupid, like right after that, or there would be like lines during the battle that are stupid. Yeah. And I'm so sick of it. Stop doing the same shit over and over again. I was going to do this review and just rave about this movie, but no, I have a problem with it. We literally just finished it before we did this podcast, and I have a problem with it.
I mean, yeah, that's completely fine. I was actually the same way. I was coming in thinking like, oh, I'm probably gonna be the most positive about it, but I still like thinking about it after rewatching it. I'm like, yeah, I have some issues too.
Yeah. Well, yeah, this is about them not wanting to lose the casuals. They want to be dark, but then they kind of cower away from it a little bit because they feel like they have to throw those jokes in to keep the comedic.
You casuals ruin everything for the rest of us.
We don't want to lose our casuals. Here, let's throw a joke in there. Let's throw a line in there.
If you're a casual movie fan, go away. Like, stop it.
Like,
I'm not kidding.
Yeah, I mean, personally, yeah, I'm like, you casuals ruin everything. Please go away. But at the same time, I'm like, we're kind of in a symbiotic relationship with the casuals because like without them we wouldn't be getting them, so it's like we have to have them, but at the same time I hate that we need them right now.
I hate them. I know we need them, but I hate them. It's like having, I don't even know what I was gonna say.
I don't know.
I was literally about to say something and I have no idea what that was.
Yeah, it's okay.
Wow. Anyway,
And it's like, even when they got Sam Raimi, that we know that he's good in horror.
I was just about to talk about that.
He still has silly stuff in his movies.
Yeah.
Like, he has...
Well, he had to.
Yeah.
He had to.
So...
Marvel was probably like, yeah, you can't be all horror and gritty and dark and...
Well, he's known for having cheesy stuff in his horror
Yeah, that's
movies.
what I'm saying. So it's like, they probably were like, we want...
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, exactly. We want you not to fully go Evil Dead Sam Raimi. We want a mixture of that, but we still want Spider-Man Sam Raimi. We want you to mix those two together.
Oh, no, I wanted Evil Dead. Anyway.
Yeah, I wanted more Evil Dead Sam Raimi, for sure.
Scarlet Witch was fucking terrifying, and that's what I wanted. Evan was cracking up at me, because when Scarlet Witch came out of that cloud at Camertage, I was like, Camertage, not Camertage, wow. Holy moly. Camertage. I literally clapped and I was like, there she is! Fuck him up, fuck him up, fuck him up!
Yeah.
I was rooting for her the whole time.
rooting
I'm
for the
not
wrong side.
kidding. Until we got to the Illuminati. Now I saw this the first time with Dwayne.
Yeah.
How did I act in the theater when they came on the screen? Do you still have the bruises?
Yo, yeah, she was grabbing my chest and clawing on me, hitting me on the side.
Oh my god, there they are! It's like, Dwayne, there they are! Okay. I'm so disappointed with them, okay?
Yeah.
I loved it the first 2 times I saw it. This past time, I was like, oh, that's it? That's all we get?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't take like 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes. You didn't explain how the Illuminati came to be. They didn't explain that at all.
Yeah, it wasn't important.
But again, the casuals don't fucking know what that is.
You're right.
Can we talk about, because I don't want to talk about any of the other...
Well, we gotta talk about Scarlet Witch more.
I will in a second.
Yeah.
I will in a second.
Other stuff. But,
Can I don't want to talk about any of the Illuminati except for John Krasinski and Patrick Stewart. First of all, I've been wanting John Krasinski to be cast as Mr. Fantastic for the longest time.
Yeah, like everybody has.
He's literally perfect, okay? He's a perfect human being. He's gorgeous, too. I mean, I'm the only girl on this panel. I have to say that. He's gorgeous.
Yeah, he's a good
He's a beautiful man. Beautiful man, okay? And then
Emily Blunt as Sue Storm as well.
Yes.
Yeah,
and
his
then,
wife is...
And then Patrick Stewart rolled out, and the X-Men 97 theme played.
Bruh. And it's like, I remember we heard his voice in the trailer, like, we should tell him the truth. I'm like, wait, did they actually just reveal that he's in the movie? Like,
my heart is going a million miles an hour right now. Every time I've seen that, where he just wheels out, and Evan has no clue what the X-Men 97 show even is.
never seen it.
He's never seen it.
Yeah,
he's annoying. We all know he's annoying.
I have not seen the X-Men animated series.
It is one of the best shows
It is the
ever.
the best animated superhero show ever.
Better than any of those X-Men movies.
Yes.
What? Yeah, I said it. I said it.
I mean, he's 100% correct. I mean, Dwayne, I'm just gonna keep looking at you because when I saw him, when I heard that theme and he rolled out, what did I do?
In the yellow chair.
In the yellow chair, you guys!
Chair.
Oh my god! I'm holding a pillow right now because I'm trying not to freak out.
God.
The yellow chair.
Yellow chair.
What did I do, Dwayne? I'm surprised your arm's not broken.
Yeah, like she clawed on me. It's like she was grasping on me like a grappling hook. And
I was like freaking out.
Shaking.
I'm freaking out.
Shaking and I think she was crying.
Cried.
She was crying.
I cried. I did cry. I will admit I cried. First of all, I'm pregnant, so hormones.
Yeah.
And second,
I didn't even expect for them to bring Patrick Stewart back. Like that was nuts. And then they, as you said earlier, they made John Krasinski Mr. Fantastic. That was
they listened to the fans.
They listened to the fans.
Can I can say something good about Marvel. If I were to say something good about Marvel, it's that they try to be as accurate as possible, and I appreciate that because DC does not. And I'm calling them out. I love DC Comics, but I don't like their movies. I'm just gonna say that right now.
Okay.
And then I still like Marvel's comics, but I do really appreciate their movies. But whatever. Anyway, one thing that Marvel does really well is they listen to their fans. They really do listen to the fans.
Yeah.
They would not have casted him if it wasn't like... I mean, a picture of him as Mr. Fantastic was all over Twitter.
Yeah.
After Fan Four Stick came out, because people were like, you chose this over this.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Miles Teller.
Miles Teller over John Krasinski.
I hate Miles
Are you
Teller.
kidding me? Are you kidding me? Yeah. So it was like all over Twitter and Facebook and Tumblr. Tumblr's a big one.
Yeah.
And I'm a Tumblr bitch, just so you guys know.
Uh-oh, yeah. I'm about to get in the comments. You let this Tumblr bitch out here, man.
Okay, whatever. But I still, I can still be on this panel and everything. Just
yes, all opinions
just
are
because
welcome.
I'm a Tumblr bitch doesn't mean I can't, have an opinion.
Yeah.
But anyway, I thought that was amazing. I mean, okay, so Monica Rambeau is Maria, I'm sorry.
Rambeau.
God, Maria Rambeau is annoying. She's annoying. I'm sorry, she is. As Captain Marvel, it would have been fine if she wasn't in it.
Honestly, there's no quantifiable difference between her performance in this and her performance in No Time to Die.
Correct.
Like, the same character.
I didn't like her in No Time to Die either. I liked her for a minute, and then later on I was like, oh.
Oh, at first I didn't like her at first, but then she warmed up for me as the movie went on. But still, I didn't love it.
And then Captain Carter, while I appreciate that she was there, she did not need to be.
No, like Maria and Captain Carter, like, why?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because women.
I had that girl power.
Also, what I don't understand, one of the most important people on the Illuminati is Iron Man.
Yep.
And it's not Earth 616's Iron Man, if I'm remembering correctly. It didn't have to be.
It didn't have to be. And there were rumors going around that they were possibly going to get Tom Cruise to be Iron Man because he was the first choice to be Iron Man before Robert Downey Jr.
Right. And he turned it down for some reason.
I think he was busy with Mission Impossible. So he
Why
couldn't
would you
open his
choose...
schedule.
Oh, I was about to become really unpopular. I'm not going to say anything about
That must have
Mission
been early in
Impossible.
development. Mission Impossible 3 came out in 2006. Iron Man didn't come out until 8.
Oh, I thought you were talking about for Multiverse of Madness.
No, I'm talking about for the
Oh, I don't know what he was doing at that time. I don't know.
I was talking about Multiverse of Madness.
Oh, yeah. So he was either working on Top Gun or Mission Impossible when they were trying to get
it was probably Top Gun.
Yeah.
Which, again, I'm not going to say anything about because I will be very unpopular. Anyway, I don't care if I'm unpopular anyway, but I don't want to cause a fight in the comments.
But anyway, I would
yeah.
love to see that. And Namor, I know they want to save Namor for Wakanda Forever.
Yeah. But they don't have to. They literally could have just introduced him quick.
Yeah, literally they could have,
If they are gonna have him in Black Panther or Wakanda Forever or whatever.
Yeah.
Which I don't want, but anyway.
I mean, hey, they gotta do something because they won't recast T'Challa, so.
They could have just introduced him quick.
Yeah. I mean,
it's not even the same universe.
No, and they become cannon fodder for Wanda anyway.
Yeah,
so.
right. That's what I was gonna say. It's so irritating. I'm literally forgetting the other guy's name.
Black Bolt?
Black Bolt. Oh my god.
Yeah,
I'm
Black
so
Bolt
sorry.
from the Inhumans show that was horrible.
They
came back.
acknowledged the Human show and brought back Black Bolt.
Yep, the same actor.
Same actor.
He is actually really cool, and I knew who he was.
Yeah.
But my brain doesn't function. So, what I think is bullshit is that Wanda was easily able to defeat Mr. Fantastic and Black Bolt.
Yep.
And then Captain Marvel and Captain Carter were able to hold their own.
That was bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Captain Carter especially. Captain Marvel I kind of understand because, she's like super powerful. She's overpowered.
Yeah, overpowered.
But Captain Carter?
Captain Carter. Like, I know everyone was freaking out that, they actually got Haley Atwell to come back and,
Of course she did.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. And then, what if? This ties into what if. Actually, that's another thing. This doesn't really tie into what if or WandaVision that much, or not Spider-Man No Way Home either. You don't really need to watch them to understand
Spider-Man.
it.
I gotta bring that up in a minute.
Yep.
I'm talking way too long and I'm so sorry,
No,
but I
no,
have
it's
so
okay.
many things to
you're good.
say.
Yeah, we have a lot to
good.
cover, but you covered a lot. It was great. But, like, Yeah.
Oh, I was still going.
Yeah, keep
No,
going.
keep going.
Oh.
Please.
Okay. Just backtracking because I hopped around a lot. When Doctor Strange first meets America Chavez, like after he and Wong save her from that monster.
Gargantos.
Yes. He brings up Spider-Man and the battle against the villains from different universes.
Yep.
Now, the spell that he cast at the end of the film should have made him forget Peter completely, right?
Yeah.
So if he forgot Peter, then he would have never cast that spell that brought those villains from the other universes. So that battle would have never happened. So my theory is that he actually does remember Peter, or that's just sloppy writing.
Yeah, it's just sloppy writing, I think.
Because
totally.
Because that just completely, like, what's your favorite word? That completely retcons.
Yeah, retcons.
Retcons everything he said to Peter.
Yeah.
He clearly said to Peter, everyone will forget you, including me.
Yeah.
Everyone. And Peter was like, that's okay. But you actually do remember him?
Yeah.
So you're just going to leave this poor kid alone?
Saying, oh yeah, we have experience with the multiverse because of Spider-Man and all that. But like, yeah, he should have forgotten that, but he didn't.
He totally, because he never would have, in his mind, he never casted the spell.
Yeah.
And Aunt May is still dead, but, like, everybody would remember that she died in a different way. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It would have been, a memory would have been implanted in their brains about Aunt May dying. I don't know how she died. I don't know what they said.
They didn't even say anything. She was just dead.
She was just dead.
So it would have
okay.
been like a Men in Black neuralizer.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Pretty much.
Since Men in Black is also Marvel.
So the second time I saw the movie, that really stuck with me, and that really bothers me. Because I was so hyped. The second time I watched the movie, I was still so hyped, and I was freaking out still, and I was so excited to see. And then I was like, wait a minute. That really bothers me. That stuck with me through the whole movie.
Yeah. Stuff ain't.
That's like
consistent.
in your face,
Yeah.
inconsistent.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I just had to bring that up real quick. Wong is carrying Phase 4. That's all I have to say about him.
Pretty much.
He's literally carrying Phase 4.
Yep.
He's the face of Phase 4.
Yeah.
Love him. MVP.
MVP. Though I'm waiting for him to give Strange back his Sorcerer Supreme stuff.
He won't.
Can we please do that?
He won't. Strange is too impulsive. He won't.
That's why I'm hoping.
I think Wong is a better Sorcerer Supreme than Strange.
Oh.
That's going to be super unpopular. I did not mean to say that out loud.
Whoa.
I actually didn't mean to say that out loud. I love Doctor Strange. Like I said, he and Scarlet Witch are two of my favorite characters in the MCU. But he is so impulsive and idiotic, and he doesn't think with his. I mean, he has an IQ. He has a ridiculously high IQ, and it seems like, he's just stupid. He just makes the most terrible decisions.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. After the stuff with Spider-Man, I'm sure Wong would, if Wong does remember it too, because he seemed to remember it when Strange said something about it, when Steven said something about it.
Oh yeah, he was like, "Don't do it."
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So.
Yeah. And, if he remembers that too, then he's never going to give Strange the Supreme stuff back. That was stupid.
Yeah.
You're going to listen to an 18-year-old. You're going to cast a really powerful spell that could literally rip apart space and time.
Yep.
For an 18-year-old.
Yep. And literally, as I said in No Way Home review, he could have done a simpler request of let's make everyone forget that Mysterio existed, and then all that stuff wouldn't happen.
Literally. Anyway, so
I think there was just some miscommunication between Disney and Sony when they were writing the scripts, and that's why there's a inconsistency here.
Well, there should be no inconsistency here because this is pure MCU,
Yeah.
and WandaVision, No Way Home, and What If was not too far off from this movie. I don't understand why are there plot holes in the.
Maybe they'll fix the mess in a later movie, and they will outright say, Doctor Strange, is like, all right, yep, I did make it so that I would remember and no one else, so I lied.
Anyway, to finish what I was saying, just super fast, I'm just going to speed through. Earth 838, right? Yeah, Earth 838 Christine is so irritating. She's just so annoying. How do we know I can trust you? Bitch, he's a completely different fucking person, okay? Come on now.
Yeah, but like they said, the other strangers go through they do similar fuck ups. So
yeah, but I mean, he's clearly different. Anyway.
You have to see that later.
Yeah, anyway. And then, Wanda just mopped the floor with the Illuminati, including Professor X. That scared the shit out of me.
Oh, yeah.
He's the strongest mind to ever exist. And you just mopped the floor with him.
Snap his neck.
Just, what the fuck?
Like, holy crap.
Yeah, all of that was very jarring, just killing one after the other.
Yeah.
In the most brutal way
and
possible.
She was covered in blood. This movie was awesome. I'm sorry. Yeah. I know I said I have problems with it, but it was still awesome. Because it's not like a typical MCU movie where it's like, oh, we're going to have fun. No, we're not having fun. People are dying. She's ripping people apart.
Yeah.
No, we're not having fun. This is not a fun time. She's trying to kill a kid to take her powers to go steal her alternate self kids. To kill her and live as her alternate self.
That's really my biggest problem with this movie. And there's too much of a gap, like we mentioned earlier, between WandaVision and this movie. It does feel like there's a whole sequence missing at the beginning of the movie where we should be seeing Wanda experimenting with the Darkhold, seeing her play around with it, see what happens, see it start to take over her, and we start to really see her change from just trying to get her kids back to just going full on, I will do anything to get them back.
Yeah.
So
being depressed about it versus I'm gonna fucking kill people, including a kid, in order to get my other version's kids back. So it feels like there's a whole thing missing
not
there.
Back. They weren't even yours.
I know, but in her mind, get them back. Especially and I think a problem here is there's a lack of development with WandaVision in general in the MCU. Because you're saying how she's dealing with chaos magic. That was never fully explained in these previous movies. So if you're watching these movies, what we've seen is just her using energy and using telekinesis. We haven't actually seen the full scope of her powers until this movie, and until WandaVision.
Yeah.
So people don't
Agatha
really know.
Unlocked that.
Yeah. So people don't really know what her full potential was. So in this movie, it was pretty jarring, especially if you haven't seen WandaVision either. I'm sure there are people out there who don't have Disney Plus and only watch the movies. So, they go from Endgame to this, and they're like, holy fucking shit, what happened?
Y'all wreck it
what
for the rest
happened?
of us.
Yep.
Y'all ruined shit for the rest of us.
So that's another reason why I think people saw this and hated it, especially people that loved Wanda being a hero, and it just went from 0 to 100 in this movie.
So it's not fully...
Was she ever really a hero?
Well, what I would say is because I was with you ever since Age of Ultron. They were planting seeds slowly, but I think people saw her as a reluctant hero where she's fighting conflict with the dark side, but they were hoping she would overcome it and fully become good and not become evil.
I don't fully blame the casuals here. Disney should have done a better job of fully fleshing out her powers and her potential. So and they should have had a scene in there about her really using the Darkhold and going bad.
It would need more than one scene. Because if you fully understood where her powers come from... See, I don't know. I feel like the MCU is doing it way differently than the comics. But
oh, they are.
Yeah. The Scarlet Witch is an entity that lives within the Darkhold, pretty much. It's like the spirit... From my understanding, it's like the spirit of the Darkhold. Like, the Darkhold will choose the Scarlet Witch, right? And in the comics, I think she's supposed to be born with her powers. But in the MCU, don't they say that she got her powers from experimentation?
Yeah, because they couldn't acknowledge that she's a mutant.
That's wrong.
Magneto's daughter, they couldn't say that.
It was a Hydra
she's supposed
experiment.
to be. She and her brother, Pietro, were supposed to be Magneto's kids.
Yeah.
And that's really annoying
Yeah, and
that they didn't do that.
They couldn't do that.
I understand, but why bring them in? Why bring characters in if you can't actually, like... Because now, like... Now that she's Scarlet Witch, it is jarring. And it is like, well, how the hell did she become Scarlet Witch? Because she was basically given her powers... If that makes sense. In the MCU, she was basically given her powers, but in the comics, she was born with them. Yeah. So she was the prophesized Scarlet Witch from birth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But in the MCU, it's like she was given her powers through experimentation, so it's like, how could you be the prophesized Scarlet Witch when your powers aren't natural?
It doesn't fully line up, because later on in the movie, they talk about a prophesized Scarlet Witch, but if this was all an experiment...
Well, Agatha talks about it, too.
Yeah, if this was an experiment from the start,
right.
Well, like, who would have been the prophesized Scarlet Witch if not Wanda? Is there another?
So, that's why I said, it's very hard, as a comic book freak, it's very hard to explain because I can't give you an answer. You know what I mean? It's like, I can just tell you, like, from my understanding, from what I think they're trying to go for here, the Darkhold chose Wanda to become the Scarlet Witch. Because the Scarlet Witch's throne is at the site of the original Darkhold.
Yeah.
That's the best I got.
That's all she got.
That's all I got.
Yeah, I mean, the Darkhold picked her when she got a hold of it.
It still doesn't line up at all. Like, it doesn't, it's very messy. It doesn't line up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish they could have had, like, 10 minutes in there of development at the beginning for her.
You know, I wish
really needed it.
Instead of saying that she got her powers through experimentation, I wish they would have just said her powers were heightened through the experimentation, because she acted so natural with them.
Yeah.
You know, like she had been doing it her whole life. There wasn't any, like, learning process that we saw with her trying to use her powers.
No.
There was nothing.
No.
So I wish they would have just said that it heightened her abilities.
Yeah. Because
that would make more sense. And then we could say, yeah, she was the prophesized Scarlet Witch. She's had these powers her whole life. Blah, blah, blah. It just is annoying. And I didn't think about that the first couple times I watched the movie, so I'm glad we watched it again, because I'm able to, like, with a clear head say, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like now they want to lean more towards the comics, even though it's not consistent. Right. It's like, oh, we own the X-Men now, so now we can slowly get... No, you already established this. You gotta stick with it.
Retcons.
Right. And I've had to explain to, like, quite a few people, especially in my family, you know who you are, that the Darkhold is I'm going to say it again, it is an actual entity. That's, you know, like when you use the Darkhold, you get that third eye, because that's the Darkhold possessing you, basically.
Yeah.
Wanda didn't get that because she's the Scarlet Witch, so she is the Darkhold, like, incarnate, I guess.
And Marvel's already retconning themselves with that fucking Darkhold, because the Darkhold's in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. too. It's a different Darkhold. So there's multiple Darkholds.
I mean, for the 10 people that are still watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
It is canon. It's canon.
Let's be nice and say, like, the 5 people that are in the world that are watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So.
I think even Feige said that, like, he didn't care about the events of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. anymore. like
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is
low blow.
Bullshit. I've read some stuff about, like, the later seasons, Evan. This is bullshit. Where the fuck were they? I'm sorry, but seriously. What the fuck, Evan?
They were dealing with Hydra, and then they were dealing with Inhumans, and then they were dealing with AI, and I haven't watched season 5, 6, or 7 yet, so I don't know.
It's so stupid. That's like when Evan, you know what, for people who like DC, Evan talks about the Arrowverse to us all the time, and we have to keep fucking saying, it makes me throw up. We have to keep fucking saying to him, Evan, the Arrowverse is not even 1% accurate.
None.
Did you guys know that there are 3 canaries in the Arrowverse?
That shouldn't be a thing.
That's not a thing. That bothers me.
They use a piece of tech for the crap.
Shut the fuck up, Evan.
She's born with it.
She's born with it.
She's born with that ability. Fuck that. When the DCEU birds of prey, Black Canary is more accurate.
And then the one canary that they actually had.
That's sad.
That they actually had it be a natural cry and not the tech. It was from the same, what do you call it, Star Labs explosion that gave the Flash his speed. So she got the.
Gave the Flash his speed?
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What, Evan?
Yeah.
What is this bullshit?
Oh my god.
And so yeah, the Star Labs.
Dwayne, why is he on this panel?
Because he represents the casuals.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you fucking do.
You are literally the representative for all the fucking casuals in the world.
No,
dude.
I don't like the casuals.
You are a casual.
You are casual. You watch the Arrowverse. You're a fucking casual.
You're a fucking casual,
Fuck
dude.
you. And you DC fans that say that the Arrowverse is great, shut the fuck
You
up.
are not real DC fans if you think the fucking Arrowverse is good.
Shut up.
Shut up.
But anyway, this is the Doctor Strange podcast.
Anyway, we need to stop attacking people.
Yeah, we really do.
We need to keep attacking
This is
people.
the internet. It's about attacking people.
It is literally about attacking people.
No, my channel is supposed to be a safe space for all of you.
Then why am I here? Because this is not a safe space. When I'm here and I'm talking about these fucking casuals that ruin shit for me, it is not a safe space.
Okay, yeah, this is the podcast of madness right here.
That's what you should call it.
Yeah, welcome to the
Podcast of Madness. Hey.
Okay, so back to talking more about Scarlet Witch. Another thing that was inconsistent was talk about the stuff about WandaVision. So
yes.
So Vision pretty much is non-existent, or she doesn't care about Vision in this movie.
She doesn't love Vision.
Literally. Well, it's not that. I thought about that after we said it earlier, and I'm glad you brought. I was waiting for you to bring it up. We were literally talking about this 2 hours ago, and I think it was literally the Darkhold, because she was obsessed with having her kids, obsessed with it because she thought it was a piece of her and Vision, right? Mm-hmm. The Darkhold gripped onto that, and then that's how it got her to use it. And that's how it was able to possess her. Because she was so obsessed with getting her kids back. She completely forgot about Vision, let's be real.
Yeah.
She completely forgot about her love for Vision. Not that she forgot about him, because she says that she's still hurt. I had to kill the man I love, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. But that's the only time she brings him up.
And I felt nothing. That's what she said. I felt nothing.
If she really loved Vision still, I think she would... Wanda's not a stupid woman, okay? She's not stupid.
Yeah.
And I think she would sit there and think about the fact that Vision would not want her to do all of this.
No.
In his name, or
Yeah.
He wanted her to be good.
Yeah, the Darkhold has definitely fucked up her mind. Because she's a hypocrite in this movie, too. And it just goes to show how twisted her mentality is now. Talking about how she's a mother when she never has actually had kids. Talking about how she's going to basically kill her other self in order to steal her other self's kids. No mother would ever say or think something like that.
And she's going to kill a kid to reach her goals?
Yeah.
You're not a fucking mother.
A mother would kill a kid to reach her own goals.
No.
Yeah. That's bullshit.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And I think they did it on purpose to show how flawed and fucked up the Darkhold made her.
Anyway,
so even the stuff with that, which I completely agree, that's that was definitely hypocritical of Scarlet Witch and extreme. Another thing that kind of bothered me, even if they want to go that direction, even 838's Wanda, there was no Vision there either. Where is Vision in this movie?
I think maybe Vision just died in those universes as well, but in a different way.
I guess.
Or maybe from Thanos too. Who knows?
Maybe. I just feel like if Vision was there, at the end per se, when Scarlet Witch invades that world, I feel like having Vision there would be the extra push to have Scarlet Witch see the error of her ways, maybe, and seeing how that family is, together and stuff like that. I feel like that could have been the extra oomph for her,
Yeah, or if at the end of the movie Vision had walked in when Wanda was attacking other Wanda and could have talked her down.
Exactly, yeah. I would have loved to have seen that.
That could have been a neat reveal.
That would have been. So, yeah, so it's even though, yeah, we had these issues with her from a writing standpoint. Like, I still was very entertained by her because, like, in the previous movies, as we said, like, you feel that they were just planting the seeds with her, like, just slowly starting to get more powerful and slightly darker and stuff like that. And I was just waiting for them to pull the trigger. And, like, I just think this version of Scarlet Witch, I just think she's much more entertaining to watch. I love her look. Like, they actually give her the actual proper Scarlet Witch uniform. She's like, and she's just, whenever she's doing her kills or just like, talking shit to Doctor Strange, stuff like that, she was just so enigmatic, charismatic. I just loved her chewing up scenery.
And the dream walking too.
Yeah, man.
When
Like,
she went into other Wanda's body and she saw her in the reflection and then went into her.
Yeah.
That was something out of a fucking horror movie.
that was something out of a horror movie. Dude, the kills that she does in this movie, the moment she invaded Comertage, it was freaking on, man. Like, I just remember when she said to Strange, "What's about to happen? Remember, it was me being reasonable." I'm like,
That
Yeah, that was chills.
I almost orgasmed.
So many chills. And then you got her hand reaching out of reflections, trying to grab at people, like straight out of a horror movie.
yeah, I remember when there was like I don't know, what was it, water or like a mirror thing on the wall, and America Chavez was looking at like the reflection on the water, and like she freaking, literally straight out of a horror film, she just cracks her bones, snaps her stuff, and just
that was
comes
like
out of a
out
portal.
of a gong or something.
Yeah, like she just comes out like contorting herself
Like a
and
fucking
shit.
ring or something.
I'm like, holy shit, what is this? What is that, man? Like, it's nuts. And yeah, we talked about her battle with the Illuminati and all the other stuff. Even like that one thing when the sorcerers were making that barrier and she was trying to break in, oh man, there was like some complete silence, and there was one of the sorcerers looking at him, and then like she did like this telepathy thing on him. And there was no sound, whatever. And she appeared behind him, and she was like, "Run!" I'm like, "Oh my god!"
That was terrifying.
So
she just
terrifying.
like
Are you kidding?
popped
I
up
was
behind
so
him.
pumped.
That
I was like, here we go.
Oh yeah, that was amazing, but that was terrifying. She just popped up behind
Popped up
him.
out of nowhere.
What the fuck?
Holy crap! Crazy sexy, man. I loved it. And even like the kills they did on the Illuminati, like, oh my god, when Mr. Fantastic. Well, first of all, I have to say, it was kind of dumb that Mr. Fantastic literally gave away Black Bolt's powers. Like, that's how Wanda was able to kill him. Like,
Yep.
read.
You're supposed to be the smartest man alive, and like, you literally just gave up your friend's
Friend's powers.
abilities.
And it was like, Black Bolt can destroy you with one sound from his mouth. And then Wanda was like, what mouth? And then the mouth just disappears off of Black Bolt, and then he makes a little sound, and he blows up his head. I'm like,
I don't know how you guys interpreted that, but it seemed like he was trying to talk, but because he like, his mouth was like there was no mouth anymore, it's like his head exploded from the inside from him trying to talk.
yeah,
Yes.
that's exactly what
So
it
he
meant.
Yeah,
basically
because
killed
his powers
himself.
come from speech.
Yeah.
Not necessarily from his mouth, it comes from his vocal cords.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the fact that he just made a little noise, even though he didn't have a mouth, made his brain
He had nowhere to
explode.
go. He just,
Yeah, I had
he just
nowhere to go.
killed himself. That was fucked.
And then he shredded Mr. Fantastic and popped him like a balloon. And I'm like, holy shit, what in the what? Oh my god. And then when he fought Captain Carter, sliced her in half with the shield.
Oh.
Oh my freaking god. And then I think she made a statue crash onto Maria. It was like, it's just dang. And then yeah, Professor X telepathy tricked her into thinking that Professor X could break her spell from the Scarlet Witch, but it was all a trap. The red mist comes up behind Professor X, and then
that was totally a trap.
that was totally a trap. And then
And that was kind of stupid. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
That was kind of stupid of him too, because he went into her mind. You're literally gonna go into like a sorceress's mind like that, a witch's mind like that. She's running the show in there.
yeah.
She's running the show in there, Xavier. Like, come on.
I mean, he is one of the most powerful minds in the Marvel Universe, so he probably thought he could pick up a fight, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, it's magic though. He did a pretty shit job with Dark Phoenix.
He sure did. Twice.
Twice.
But yeah, man. I'm surprised they didn't DH Patrick Stewart either. They just had him be the old Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's another Earth.
I guess he looked like he just walked off the set of Star Trek Picard. But, you know.
Yeah, I bet he did.
But yeah, I was happy that they brought him in. Yeah, and at this point, if they don't bring back John Krasinski as Reed Richards, that was just for that one universe.
Oh, people are gonna riot.
Oh, they're gonna.
I will.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he signed on. They just didn't want to confirm it yet because they're trying to build hope. Build hype.
Yeah.
I guess.
And there's actually people that said that he sucked in this movie.
Well, he didn't have a ton of screen time. It's too early to say that he sucked.
Yeah, you can't accurately say that he did good or bad because he was only there for 5 minutes.
Oh,
Exactly.
and Mordo cracked me the fuck up. He's so
Oh my God.
obnoxious. He's so silly.
What a self-righteous prick.
Yeah, this is not even the Mordo of the main.
I know. I just can't help but
Like-
laugh at that fucker.
But Steven brought up a good point. What if Mordo actually was the one that gave their Stephen Strange the Darkhold?
I think that was exactly what happened because he got defensive and mad when
Of course
Steven
he-
said
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I thought that was clever. I was
He
like,
just
oh.
called him the fuck out and he got mad.
Yeah, I like that actually. I think that makes sense. But yeah, this Mordo was lame. Like this is not as good as the Mordo from the first movie.
No.
We never saw the Mordo from Earth 616 in this movie, so we don't even know what he's doing. We only saw this other
No.
Earth.
I heard that they did shoot scenes with him where, remember at the end of the first movie, the end credit scene, he was going to take away Sorcerer's powers, and I think there was a scene where he was trying to take Scarlet Witch's powers, you know, because she's technically a sorcerer. Sorceress, yes,
Witch.
please, a witch. But of course, he did not succeed, and I think Scarlet Witch killed him. So I think they just deleted that because I don't think they want to instantly kill Mordo. I think they want to save him for a third movie.
Yeah, so they cut that. That's not canon.
Yeah, which I'm glad because I do want to see more of the proper Mordo, not
Yeah, the silly ass.
838. God, darn it.
Do we want to talk about the different Doctor Stranges?
Yeah, in a minute. I actually want to talk about America Chavez a little bit more.
Okay.
As I said, I think she's pretty good. I did like her performance. I'm not even gonna try and say her name. Actually, let me see. Xochitl Gomez. Her name is spelled
Zodal?
Zodal. Is that
Zodal?
Zodal? Sure, Zodal Gomez. She's going to be. I think she's going to be really good in the MCU. I thought this was a solid introduction. I thought she was charming. I thought she was funny, and she worked off of Doctor Strange and Wong and everyone pretty well. I think this is probably one of her first like major acting gigs as well. She did really well. And I really liked her powers, you know, whichever she did portals, the effects on, you know, on her powers looked really, really cool. Created a star whenever she created portals and stuff like that. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that was neat.
One of my favorite parts of the movie is when America and Strange go through over 20 different multiverses in like a minute. Like that was insane. So cool. Yeah, but as we said, there's not a lot of character with her in this movie. She did feel like a plot device, and we got hints here and there of like where she's from. We got a little glimpse of her parents, which that's another controversy with the movie because, you know, they're both women. Her parents are both women, same sex.
And she's got a pin of the pride flag on her shirt.
Yep, and I think this movie got banned in certain countries because of that.
China.
You're the ones losing out.
Well, the movie still made almost $1 billion, so we don't need you.
Yeah.
Same thing with Spider-Man. It made $1 billion without China.
Yeah,
Marvel
those countries are just hurting themselves. Doesn't
Marvel
matter.
wouldn't even release it in China. Or Disney, I mean.
Well,
Disney.
Or I mean Russia, not China,
Russia.
because of the stuff with Ukraine.
Oh, yeah,
I'm glad Disney didn't
edit that
didn't
out.
edit it out in like just to try to appease them. I'm glad they just stood firm. Like, this is the movie. If you don't like it, then fine.
Yeah,
Don't take it.
Yep, I'm glad they stood their ground on that.
Yeah.
I'm really interested to see what she does in the future. I'm expecting a crossover with her and Miss Marvel. I feel like it's going to happen.
It's gonna happen.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I can see it.
I think that'll be fun to watch. I have not seen the Miss Marvel show yet, so I don't know how she is, but yeah. looking forward to seeing more from her in the future, America Chavez. Okay, yeah, now we can talk about the Doctor Strange and different versions of him. We got like 5 different Stranges in this movie. It's crazy. The Defender Strange in the beginning of the movie with the ponytail. Only got him in one scene, but yeah, that was cool when they were in that dimension trying to get to the Book of Ashanti, and they were being chased by that whatever that mummy looking monster thing. That was a cool intro.
I loved the look of that place.
Oh yeah,
where the Book of Ashanti was. That was gorgeous.
The Shanti.
Vashanti.
Vashanti.
Yeah,
Ashanti?
yeah, not the R&B singer Ashanti, but it was Vashanti. I'm sure she's looking that up. But yeah, like I really like to look at that place too. This felt the most comic booky of the Marvel shows I've seen so far. Like they win these strange, colorful worlds and stuff like that. Like they start off the bat with Strange fighting weird monsters, like as the one in that dimension, and then Gargantos, the one-eyed tentacle monster. Like I felt like it was a Doctor Strange comic come to life. It was not afraid to be zany and crazy with that type of stuff, and going to different multiverses. Like I was loving all of that. The effects look pretty good too, for the most part. Like I didn't feel like there was really any like cheesy CGI.
The eye.
Oh yeah, the eye. That's actually the one thing. The eye.
That was terrible.
That was yeah.
I do not like that third eye. It's creepy looking. That's stupid.
Yeah, that's another comic thing. I think we're gonna see more of that if they do a Doctor. I think they're gonna do Doctor Strange 3. It's gonna happen because they set it up. But yeah, I thought it was crazy. Even like that music fight that they had in the movie with Strange and Sinister Strange. That was pretty cool. Like
that was very cool.
That was some weird zany stuff. Like that's the type of creative stuff that I really like. And then there was Supreme Strange, not to be confused with the Strange Supreme from What If. So a lot of people thought that the Strange Supreme from What If was going to show up, but he doesn't. Nope. And people thought that that Dark Strange was going to be him, but it wasn't. It's just another Sinister Strange. So
which one was Supreme Strange?
The one in the 838 universe with the blue outfit. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was already dead.
Yeah.
When they got there.
That was part of the Illuminati.
Yeah.
Before 838 Mortal. I wish we saw a little bit more of that Strange. Before.
Yeah, we
been
barely
nice.
saw him. It was just in a flashback.
Yeah. But that was cool too. And then, oh my god, Zombie Strange, bruh. Zombie Strange!
Can we just say that, like, Benedict Cumberbatch is the best actor of his generation?
He's phenomenal. He's absolutely
The
phenomenal.
best actor of his generation. I have to say his generation.
Yeah, because there's different generations.
Yes.
I definitely agree. Like, Benedict Cumberbatch is on another level. I don't feel like people are giving him his just due, to be honest. Like,
yeah, that's 5 Doctor Stranges.
He played 5 different versions of himself, and it was
awesome.
crazy. It was crazy. Like, I know everyone wants to talk about how great Scarlet Witch was in this movie, but don't take anything away from Benedict, because he was asked to do a lot in this film, and he did such a great job.
Oh yeah.
I think this is the first movie where I can actually say, like, Strange stepped up. Like, he grew up.
He sure did.
He definitely grew up in this movie. Like,
Definitely.
he wasn't just goofing around, being a dick.
Right.
That was like one of the coolest parts of the movie too, when he actually took the Darkhold and actually dream walked into the corpse and became Zombie Strange. And then he took a hold of those dark souls or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah. It made a cave out of
Oh
them.
my gosh.
The Souls of the Damned.
That was
Souls of the Damned.
fucking epic.
That was
awesome.
so cool, man. Oh man, this just made me so happy. They were just all the horror influences and the crazy zany magic. It was just so great. I loved it. So do you guys feel this is like, I probably know what the answer is. Do you guys feel like this is like too dark, too crazy out there for a Marvel film?
No, I think it's about damn time.
I mean, it is darker than a lot of the other Marvel films, but like I said at the beginning, I could have used even a little more. Like, if we could have seen some more like really zany.
Oh, I thought you said that you thought it was a little too much.
No. I was saying
Because earlier I said I disagree with you and I wanted more. I thought you said it was too much.
Oh no, I'd say it went further than before, but they could have gone even further. Like showed us even more wackier worlds.
Just kidding. I did say that I thought it was enough. Never mind.
Yeah, you said it was just enough.
Yeah, I'm so out of it.
You're good.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, honestly, I did wish they could go. Wish they went a little bit further with it too. Honestly, I wish this movie could have been a little bit longer.
They should have made it longer to develop Wanda, to show us a little more wacky worlds. Maybe they could have expanded on Supreme Strange more, since we only saw him in those flashbacks.
Yeah, could have developed more with America and get some more development on the Illuminati.
So I think we could have used some more exposition with this. I know they're trying to get to like the goods, but we could have used some more.
Yeah, you know, Sam Raimi doesn't do short movies. I mean, long movies. He doesn't do long movies. Like
it needed to be longer.
It did need to be longer. I mean, it was longer than the first movie because the first movie was like an hour and 55, and this is 2 hours and 6 minutes.
It could be longer.
Oh
Could
yeah,
have been longer.
they're not even that much longer.
But yeah, man.
Yeah, they could have done
Should we get into like the
2.5 hours
now,
easily.
no?
They could have.
We pretty much covered everything.
We covered most of them. Yeah, we covered the Illuminati. Bruce Campbell's in this movie.
Yeah, it's Sam Raimi movie.
That's cool. All right, moving on.
Yeah, I liked his little cameo. I even liked his end credit scene. We'll talk about that later. But like, I know people are like, "Oh, this cameo was lame." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Literally calling back to Evil Dead with the hand. You know, so it's like I don't understand. But whatever.
I thought it was lame too, though.
You didn't think it was groovy?
No.
Groovy.
Don't say that to me again. You guys are annoying.
Yeah, you know. Were you guys expecting Tobey Maguire to show up?
No.
Actually, I said this to Evan when we were watching. When Strange in America are going through a bunch of universes, the New York that looks normal is actually Tobey Maguire's New York. I looked that up.
Hey.
That was his nod to like his Spider-Man movies.
Nice.
That was actually, I told you that.
Yeah. But yeah, I was just thinking, because he directed them, he would want to have a little sliver of it in there.
Well, because that's the only one that looked completely normal.
Yeah.
So I looked that up because I was confused. I was like, did they pass by their own universe? And then it was like, no, that's Tobey Maguire's universe, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, all right,
That's cool.
So technically...
Yeah. I talked about this in No Way Home, that there was an Easter egg to Doctor Strange in his Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, because in Spider-Man 2, when they were... when Jameson was talking about naming Doc Ock, and then one of his assistants said Doctor Strange, and then he was like, "Oh, that's good, but it's taken." And I was like, "Oh, Doctor Strange is in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man universe. Where is he?" And then it didn't end up happening. It was just a nice little Easter egg.
That's a funny line.
Yeah, it was funny.
I love that.
That was great. But like, how crazy is it now? Like 20 years later, Sam Raimi ends up directing a Doctor Strange movie.
Oh, the irony.
That's why they asked him.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm glad he did. Now, how crazy and zany this would have been if this wasn't in the MCU. How far would he have taken it if it was its own thing?
It would have been evil. It would have been this Doctor Strange movie with like Evil Dead.
It would have been Evil Dead.
Evil Dead with Doctor Strange in it.
Yeah.
Yep. Man. But yeah, okay, I'm trying to think, what else is there to cover? Is there anything else that
I think we're good, honestly.
Yeah, I think
I liked the moments with the other Earth, Wanda, and the boys. I thought that was cute.
Yeah, I thought that was nice too.
Yeah, but those boys are terrible actors. Terrible child actors.
Yeah, they're not very good.
That little song that they do, I was like, why are you doing that? That felt so
Oh, you didn't think that was cute?
It was cute, but it felt out of place.
I mean, they're bad singers, but I thought their moments with their mom was cute.
Okay.
You know, that's that. Once again, it's that corny. That's that
Unrealistic
corny Sam Raimi
shit.
stuff. Yeah, that's that corny Sam Raimi stuff. The same thing with when Zombie Strange was talking to America, giving her that pep talk, and she's like, "You can do it. Even though I did like what he said to her, and that gave her like the inspiration
that
to
stupid
do it.
voice, though.
Yeah, like, we're going to kick this witch's ass. I'm like, oh my god.
You're gonna have
And
to
then
do more than kill me to kill me this time.
Yeah, that one. I hate that line.
Boy, what?
So dumb.
wacky dialogue like that. I'm like, oh god. See, if this was like a regular MCU movie, we'd be trashing this to hell.
Like, what the fuck is this?
What the fuck is this? I mean, we're still saying it with this, but like we're giving it kind of a pass because we know how Sam Raimi is. So it's like he can be wacky and silly with that type of stuff. So it's like this is the type of stuff where it's like it does have its comedic moments, but I'm okay with it because Sam Raimi brought his like charm to it, if that makes sense. So, but yeah, I think that's pretty much it. The only thing left to talk about is the 2 credit scenes. So the first credit scene, so Doctor Strange is just walking down the street, and then out of nowhere, Charlize Theron as Clea pops up and is like, you caused an incursion and we're gonna fix it. And then she pulls out this energy purple sword and just cuts a portal to another dimension.
God, I love her so
Just
much.
cuts the fabric of the world.
I
Cuts the fabric of the world.
I can't even believe that they brought her
They
in.
got Charlize Theron, man. Dude, the actors they're getting for the MCU, bruh. Like Angelina Jolie,
Everybody wants to be in the
Charlize
MCU,
Theron,
dude.
Christian Bale, Ethan Hawke. Like this, it's fucking
Everybody
nuts.
wants to be in the MCU. I mean, it's such a successful franchise.
Yeah, it's nuts, man.
They're like, ooh, look it, I can make a huge ass paycheck
yeah.
real quick. I can just make a huge
Real
ass
quick.
And
paycheck.
it's usually for more than one movie, too.
Yeah.
They're usually, like, signing
She's
you on
gonna
for
have
more
to
than
be in
one.
more than one movie. There's
Yeah.
no way that they're gonna be able to cover all of that shit with her.
Oh, I think she will because like if people that don't know the comics, she ends up being Strange's love interest and also
Wife.
the Sorcerer Supreme. Oh, and wife too. Yes.
She's the Sorcerer Supreme of
the
her
dark
universe, the
dimension,
Dark
yeah.
Dimension. Yeah.
Yep. So I think she's gonna have a really huge role here.
Also, isn't she the child of Dormammu?
She's the niece of Dormammu.
Niece, that's what I thought.
Yep.
I said child, but I was thinking niece.
Close enough. So yeah, I'm definitely up for that. I already shipped Strange and Clea, and I've only seen her for like 20 seconds. I'm like, yes, do it, because fuck this stuff with Rachel McAdams. I really don't
I'm
care.
so sick of it. Oh my
Well,
god.
she's married now, so she's...
Thank God.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of it. Oh, Christine.
Christine.
Oh, Christine.
Christine.
But I love you. I
It's-
want to be
that-
together, but I'm not going to change for you because I don't love you that much.
Oh, yeah, another recurring thing throughout the movie was everyone asking Doctor Strange if he was happy. They asked that question multiple times.
I liked that,
I
though.
did like that
Yeah.
because, like, you could feel like he actually isn't happy, even though he's like one of the most powerful sorcerers and like he's a superhero. He doesn't feel complete because he doesn't have anyone to love and hold.
Yeah, he has all this power, but what else does he really have?
Exactly.
Yeah, that was definitely a through line for the movie.
So, but yeah, so Strange ends up going with her to the other dimension to fix the incursion. So yeah, Doctor Strange 3, Clea and Strange go off on adventures. I can't wait
Thank
to see it.
Oh,
God.
yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
Let's see some even more weird and wacky shit.
Oh, it'll get weird.
Oh yeah,
It'll get weird.
it will get weird.
Maybe they'll get weird, too. Hey.
I hope so.
Can we have a better sex scene than the one in Eternals?
Oh,
Please?
gosh.
That was terrible.
That was lame.
That was so bad.
That was... And on the rocks, too.
on the
Oh my
rocks and the
gosh.
dirt and the
Yeah, that's unsanitary.
disgusting. You couldn't go do it on a bed. Like, oh gosh. But anyway, and then the second credit scene. So early in the movie, he's the pizza guy in the 838 universe, and America stole one of her pizza balls, and he's like, "Hey, you didn't pay!" And he's about to, like, I don't know,
Squirt mustard at Doctor Strange.
swear much to Doctor Strange, and then Strange uses his magic to make his hand hit him a bunch of times, and he said he's gonna have him numerously punch him for like how long did he say?
A few weeks.
Few weeks.
Yeah.
And
Something,
then, yeah. So the end credit scene is like his hand slowly stopping, and he's like, ha, 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 oh, it's over, and then zooms into his face. Pure Sam Raimi. Like that was nuts. I love that. That was funny. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Overall, this movie's a mess, but it's the coolest mess I've seen in a long time. This is the Doctor Strange movie I wanted from the first movie. It was such an entertaining film to watch. Like it literally felt like a Doctor Strange comic come to life. I love that they let Sam Raimi go as far as he did. This purely felt like a Sam Raimi movie. It didn't feel like a typical MCU film. It broke the formula slightly. I thought Elizabeth Olsen as Scarlet Witch was great, even though I felt like her push to evil was a little extreme. They could have slowly developed into that. I wouldn't have minded if they started her out as a good guy, and then she slowly turns to evil as the movie went on.
I would have wanted to.
Yeah. I thought America Chavez was pretty good. I just wish she got more development. And then the effects were cool. The weird zany magic was cool. I liked how dark it was. I liked that they introduced the Illuminati, even though I wish they gave them more to do and didn't give them stupid writing, like giving away Black Bolt's powers and shit like that. Didn't like that. Glad John Krasinski is Mr. Fantastic. Bring him back, please. He needs to be in the Fantastic Four along with his wife, Emily. We need to do that. Don't blue ball us, please. I'm glad they brought back. I even was glad they brought back Black Bolt. The same actor, even though I didn't like the show. I'm glad that they acknowledged the existence and the comic accurate suit.
Yeah, tried to improve him.
Yeah, right. Patrick Stewart is Charles Xavier. Didn't expect them to bring him back in the yellow chair like that. Freaking nuts. Captain Carter, cool, even though she didn't need to be in there. But yeah, there was still just so many cool stuff in this movie. Like, even though like I do have some problems story wise, it's not consistent with other movies and shows before this. I can overlook it because I just enjoy the other stuff so much. The similar thing with No Way Home. Like I acknowledge the story's messy, and I get if people didn't like how extreme the choices were, but for me as a comic book fan, I had a good time with it. So I will say that Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is greatness. And I might be alone on that. We'll see how it goes. Evan.
All right. Yeah, this movie was fantastic. I really loved this movie. It's, I think, one of the best movies in the MCU, actually. It's definitely up there.
Yeah,
like we said before, this movie was very distinct, and I enjoyed all of the crazy, zany stuff that was in it. The performances were great. They should have had more exposition in there to really flesh out Wanda and what was going on with her, with the Darkhold. Really should have seen more of a turn with her becoming the villain. So they should have made the movie longer for that. So I think that does damper it a little bit. But I would say this movie is still like an A movie. It would fall under greatness as well.
All right, Cree.
So the first two times I saw it, I freaked out. I thought it was like one of the greatest movies in the MCU. It's not. It's not. It's hard because like my two favorite characters are in it, and then they brought the Illuminati, which made me freak the fuck out. And this is exactly what I wanted for Scarlet Witch for so long, for her to go off the walls and become the Scarlet Witch. So that was all awesome. But like, this movie's a mess. Yeah. And I can't overlook the fact that it's a mess. So, but I really don't know exactly where I would place it, because there are some days where I love it, just want to watch it all the time, and then I realize, oh wait, that's wrong, that's inconsistent, that's wrong, that's inconsistent, that doesn't make any sense. So I think I would place it between pretty good and greatness. I literally can't pick one. I can't pick one
If
grading.
it was a number or letter grade, what would you give it?
I don't even know.
Now, see, I'll make it easier for you guys, because I know you guys like the numbers and the letters. Like, if it was that, you still don't know.
Well, like we were just saying, I think, or like we said earlier, I think that, like, greatness would fall under, like, A to, like, a B, and then it would go, like, and then perfection, or I'm sorry, pretty good would go from, like, a B minus to, like, a C, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I don't even know.
I might consider changing my grading scale, guys, because I know it's vague for people. I personally just not a fan of the numbers and the letters, but like, I'll put a vote out there and see what you guys want, and like, whatever grading scale you guys want me to choose, I might change it. We'll see. I am going to rebrand pretty soon, so I might consider taking the grade there.
Alright, so if I were to choose a letter grading, because I'm in between pretty good and greatness, I really, really think I would give it a B. A B.
Okay.
Because there are inconsistencies that I can't overlook, and there are some things that are wrong.
Wrong.
And some of the dialogue is not good.
Even for a Sam Raimi movie, you're like, oh, no, that's not good.
I don't care for him that
Ooh.
much. I'm not a huge fan of the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies at all. I think that they're dumb. But this is totally different than Spider-Man because it's so dark.
Yeah.
There are just inconsistencies and things that I just can't overlook. So I think I'd give it a B.
Okay.
If you would have asked me after the first night that you and I went to see it, I would have given it an A+.
Yeah, that's
You
how we were all
need the
feeling.
time.
Yeah, that's how we're all feeling. Even though, I still really enjoy this movie, flaws and all. But yeah, I acknowledge the criticisms. I acknowledge them.
I think the Illuminati stuff was way too forced and too rushed.
Yeah.
And then and they acted stupid too.
They did.
Yeah, they acted stupid.
Yeah.
And then I think Wanda's transition was rushed to the point where we didn't even see it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think I'd give this more of a B plus.
Yeah.
Maybe an A minus. Now that I'm thinking about it, probably a B plus.
I would get. See, I'm just straight up giving it a B.
You guys making me transition to pretty good.
No, don't listen to us. If you think it's greatness, that's good.
I'd still say
That's
it
your
deserves
opinion.
greatness. So under your scale, I would still say it falls under greatness.
See, but that's why I was in the middle because
Yeah.
I want to put it in greatness, but there are things that I can't overlook. So I'm just throwing the B in
Yeah,
there.
that's why it's sort of hard for me because I changed my letter grade just now, but it still fell under the same grading under your scale. So
Let's
it
not
doesn't-
make fun of his grading scale.
Sorry.
Look, I know some of y'all think my grade scale is dumb. I might consider changing it because I know people are having a hard time with it. So we'll see. I'm gonna rebrand, as I said. So we'll see.
But anyway, so that's it.
That's it. That's our thoughts on Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. What did you guys think about it? Did you guys love it? Did you guys hate it? Did you guys think it was okay?
So sorry for all of the rambling.
Yeah, you know how it is on this channel. You know.
I mean, we're the Trinity, so I mean, we ramble.
We ramble a lot. Oh, wait till we get to the Wizarding World.
Oh no, y'all better not wear earphones. I'm gonna be screaming. Okay. If you thought I was loud for the Black Widow movie and the first Doctor Strange, I'm gonna be really loud for Wizarding World.
Oh boy.
Headphones are not recommended.
No, not really. But yeah,
You should probably put a disclaimer. Cree is in this podcast.
Crazy in this podcast. Well, actually, there's
Headphones are
three.
not
Yeah, three Potterheads in this podcast.
Oh, God.
So yeah, comment your thoughts on Multiverse of Madness down below and let us know what you thought. So, the next Marvel movie we're gonna be talking about is Thor: Love and Thunder.
He sounds so thrilled.
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
he?
you can hear the enthusiasm in his voice.
We're all three of us are not excited for it. Just so you
We're
guys know.
not. Then this is going to be the movie that people are going to be ecstatic about because they loved Ragnarok and shit.
We did
and
not.
We did not. But I hope I walk in there being like, you know what? It surprised me. I hope that
You
happens.
always listen, you guys. Seriously, I have known this man for years. He always says that, and he's always disappointed every time.
I mean, yes, but it's like I don't ever want to go into a movie wanting to hate it. You know, I don't want.
Don't hate it, but just don't have your expectations.
So-
Don't have any expectations.
No, I mean, that's how I'm going to be. You know, that's how I'm going to be at this point. But yeah, tune into that when it comes out. But finally, I'm caught up. I'm caught up with the MCU finally.
Oh my God.
The only thing left is Miss Marvel and Thor: Love and Thunder.
It's a miracle.
Yes, the miracle. And yes,
Miracle.
I will finally watch Miss Marvel, and I will tell you guys my thoughts on that. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. Please hit that like, helps me in the algorithm. And please subscribe to the yes, it
Helps
really
me in
does.
the algorithm.
It does help me in the algorithm. Like, I'm trying not to get lost in the void. You know what I mean? But, and please subscribe to the channel. On the road to 500 subscribers, please hit the subscribe button if you like what I do. And if you want to be notified of future videos I'll be doing, hit the bell. Make sure you got that bell turned on for notifications. But that's all we have for you Marvel fans. I know my voice just cracked just now, but I don't care. That's all we have for you Marvel fans. And we'll see you guys next time. Talk to you guys later.
Adios.
Bye-bye.
Bye.